Everybody's winning somewhere else, that's how it looks from here. Every timeline screaming progress, every smile engineered. I scroll past lives I don't recognize, but somehow they recognize me. Tell me I'm late, I'm slow, I'm behind, like success has a single key.
Yeah, I wake up tired before the day starts, like I'm already defending myself, defending my pace, my choices, my definition of wealth. I don't want a mansion mindset, I want a nervous system that rests, but that doesn't trend, so nobody invests. They say grind now, live later, but later never shows up. Later turns into burnout, into silence, into what's up. I've seen talented people disappear because they couldn't keep pretending. I've seen love collapse under the weight of endless becoming.
You ask me why I'm distant lately, why my head's always somewhere else. Because I'm fighting ghosts every day, ghosts of who I should be by now. I don't need motivation, I need permission to slow down, but the city doesn't give a mission, it just keeps counting you out. Everybody's winning somewhere else, at least that's what they show. I don't see the nights they break apart, I only see the glow. Everybody's winning somewhere else, and I'm tired of the race. I don't want their version of success, I want my own pace. Not me, not there.
Yeah, I used to compare our love to, stack it against highlight reels. Wonder why we weren't louder, why didn't it feel as real? But real doesn't perform well, real doesn't sell. Real looks boring until it's the only thing left. I don't envy their vacations, their captions, their applause. I envy their ignorance, the way they don't pause to question every step they take. I question everything, that's my curse and my gift, depending on the day I'm in.
If you're tired, you're not broken. If you're slow, you're still moving. Everybody's winning somewhere else, at least that's what they show.
Yeah, me.
I don't see the nights they break apart, I only see the glow.
Not me.
Everybody's winning somewhere else, and I'm tired of the race. I don't want their version of success, I want my own pace.
Not me.
Not me, not there.
Not me, not me.
Not me, not there.
Not me, not me.
Not me, not there.
Not me, not me.
Not me. After the volume drops, I hear what I've been hiding. After the volume drops, I hear you tired breathing. We can't keep living loud just to avoid the truth. After the volume drops, I still choose you.
It's crazy how quiet can feel violent when you've been using noise as a shield. You turn the TV on, you scroll, you laugh, you do anything so you don't have to feel. But when the screen goes dark, the room talks back. It reminds you of the days you didn't get back. I remember when our love was simple, 2 cups, 1 table, cheap takeout, big dreams. Now love has to negotiate with overtime, with stress, routines. We're not dramatic people, we're just tired people. And tired people start making small mistakes that rotate.
After the volume drops, I hear what I've been hiding. After the volume drops, I hear you tired breathing. We can't keep living loud just to avoid the truth. After the volume drops, I still choose you.
I used to think I needed more motivation, now I know I need recovery. I need a night where my head doesn't treat rest like burglary. I need a day where you smile without checking with someone else. Thought I need to stop turning love into a place where we only come when we're caught in trouble. I watch you carry the day like a bag too heavy. You don't complain much, but your eyes say plenty. And I'm guilty too, I bring pressure home and act like it's normal, like we're supposed to survive in constant alarm mode.
Hold me, don't rush. Let it breathe, just after the volume drops, I still choose you. I don't wanna be strong for the world anymore. I don't wanna be fine like a habit. I wanna be safe in the room we built, not afraid of my own sadness. I don't
be okay, a smaller promise. Tonight we make space to stay honest. We turn the volume down and let the silence be real. We stop punishing each other for the weight we feel. If this love survives, it won't be because we got richer. It'll be because we got quieter, because we learned to protect our room from the world's hunger. After the volume drops, I hear you, and hearing you is where love starts again.
I'm still here.
We don't need the world in our bed.
After the volume drops, we choose the room again.
We choose each other again. We choose each other again. We choose each other again.
Choose each other
Yeah. Right. We argue off air when nobody claps. No audience, no edits, no highlight scraps. Just two tired people in a small room, trying not to drown in a world that assumes you're supposed to be okay if you're functional. But we're not machines and love ain't optional when it comes to being treated like an afterthought. By time, by work, by the pressure we bought.
I come home with my jaw still tight from smiling through daylight, and you meet me with that look that says I've been holding my breath again. We don't even start with the real issue. We start with the symptoms. Tone, timing, dishes, minutes. Then the real thing crawls out, that bigger fear. What if we can't keep up?
Turn the TV down.
It's already off.
Then why is it so loud?
It's in our thought.
I can't hear you now.
I can't hear me too.
We're arguing off air, but
The world is still in the room. But the world is still in the room. But the world is still in the room. But the world is still in the room.
the bills don't care if we're in love. They arrive like weather, like enough.
Like enough.
The feed don't care if we're tired. It keeps pushing desire like it's required, and we keep absorbing it like sponges with no choice. That we squeeze it on each other and call it a rough week. Like that explains the ache.
You start talking about people we know, how they bought a place, how they leveled up. Though I nod, but inside I'm shrinking, because I'm thinking about our bank app, about that number that doesn't move fast. I don't wanna be jealous, I wanna be stable, but stability feels like a luxury they didn't put on our table. And you're not asking for diamonds, you're asking for peace. But peace costs time, and time's what we lease. So we fight over crumbs of quiet, fight over who gets to breathe first. That's the ugliest truth. Love can become a ledger when life gets worse.
Turn the TV down.
It's already off.
Then why is it so loud?
It's in our thoughts.
I can't hear you now.
I can't hear me too.
We're arguing off air, but the world
We're
is
still in the room. But the world is still in the room.
yeah.
But the world is still in the room.
I'm here, I don't wanna fight.
The world is still.
I don't wanna either. I'm trying, I'm just tired. I'm tired too, but tired can't be the excuse forever. We either learn how to shut the door, or we let the noise sever. What we built with bare hands, what we carried through windows, what we promised in smaller rooms before life got bigger. So here's my truth, I can't compete with the world for your attention. I can't compete with your fear. I can't keep living in the constant tension when love is a chore, where rest is rare, where every night ends with us staring at the air.
I wanna reclaim the off-air, the part of life that isn't performing. I want dinners where we chew slow. Morning is without morning. The day before it starts, I wanna be your home again, not your battlefield. I wanna turn the volume down so far that we finally hear what's real.
Turn the TV down.
It's already off.
Then why is it so loud?
It's in our thoughts.
If the world stays loud, let's stay quiet. If the feed keeps shouting, let's not buy it. Let's not buy it. Let's not buy it. Let's not buy it. We're arguing off air, we can still choose the room. Still choose the room. Still choose the room. Still choose the room.
Not with money, not with talent, with the things I don't say. Quiet is expensive, and I'm running out of breath, trying to keep this love alive while the world collects the rest.
We used to think silence meant peace, but silence can mean surrender when you're quiet cause you're tired, not because you're centered. I've been quiet at meetings, quiet on trains, quiet at home, holding my rage like chains. You look at me like I'm distant, I look at you like you're tired, and neither of us is wrong. We're just worn from carrying a life that never stops asking for more output, more patience, more masking of the truth. We're not built for endless pressure.
I see you trying, I see your shoulders drop when you take your shoes off, like the day finally stops, but your mind keeps running. You don't even rest in bed, you just scroll like the screen is a sedative. I can't blame you, the world is loud and quiet is addictive when you finally taste it.
But quiet is expensive,
and nobody tells you
it costs relationships,
it costs softness,
it costs how you hold someone's sadness without getting angry. It costs patience, it costs the ability to listen
without it. It's expensive, and I'm running out of breath.
I'm mad at the city, I'm mad at the grind, I'm mad at the way we learn to treat time like an enemy instead of a home. I'm mad at the feet for making us feel alone while it pretends to connect us. I'm mad that love has to compete with debt and deadlines. I'm mad that your smile became something you ration like a battery. I'm mad that we started speaking in survival language, and I miss you. Turn into did you pay that bill?
I don't wanna be strong all the time, I don't wanna swallow my knees, I don't wanna lose you to the world while you're sitting next to me. I don't wanna beg for quiet, I don't wanna fight for it. If love is only what's left at night, then why does it feel so rare?
That's the truth. We're not broken, we're overcharged, like a phone that won't hold power no matter how hard you plug it in. We need a different life, but we need a different way to live inside this one. So I'm asking for a small rebellion. Turn it off, turn it down, protect the room, not for aesthetics, for survival. Because if we keep paying for quiet with our love, we'll end up rich in noise and bankrupt in trust.
Quiet is expensive, and I can't keep paying with my rent. If the world won't slow down, we have to, or it'll tear us apart. Quiet is expensive, so let's spend it on us before we lose the only thing that ever felt like enough. Quiet is expensive, so let's spend it on us before we lose the only thing that ever felt like enough. Put the remote on the table,
Like we're choosing us
turn the world down a little
before it swallows us. Remote on the table like a peace offering, like we can buy silence with one small gesture. Funny how a plastic button feels like a lifeline under pressure. I used to think turn it off meant escape. Now I know it means picking a side. Either the noise runs the house or we do quietly, with pride.
I watch us become background characters in our own living room, eating dinner while some stranger's voice fills the space like perfume. We argue during commercials, make up during the credits, and fall asleep with the volume still up, like we're scared of what silence is. Because silence says, look at us, look at the cracks we kept ignoring. Silence says we're tired, and tired is when love starts losing its warning. So we keep the screen on, keep the noise as a blanket, pretend the world's drama is easier than handling our damage. Leave the remote on the table, let it sit like a vow. I don't wanna watch another life while we're losing ours right now. Leave the remote on the table, turn the noise
this week like life respects deadlines. But weeks keep stacking and the stress keeps finding new ways to live in our tone, new ways to sharpen a sentence, new ways to turn out was your day into a try with no difference. I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming the way the city trains us to treat rest like weakness and softness like something that stains us. We talk about money like it's neutral, but money is a mood. It changes how you listen, changes how you choose. I see you scrolling with your thumb like you're trying to numb the part of you that remembers how we used to laugh for fun. I do it too, I look for distraction like distraction is medicine, but the medicine inside.
Leave the remote on the table, let it sit like a vow. I don't wanna watch another life while we're losing ours right now. Leave the remote on the table, turn the noise down low. If love is still in this room, let it finally show. I don't wanna compete with the world for your eyes, for your breath. I don't wanna whisper I miss you like it's something I should regret. Put the remote on the table, let the room tell the truth. If we're still here, hold me closer, don't let the noise choose.
So tonight I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm asking for a smaller sound. No headlines, no highlight reels, no strangers in the background. Just your face in real light, just my voice without tension. Just a room that belongs to us without constant interruption. If the world keeps shouting more, we can answer enough. If the feed keeps selling desire, we can buy back trust. Not by talking forever, but by being here on purpose. Remote on the table, noise turned down, pairing like we still deserve it.
Turn it down, stay close.
If the world stays loud, let our love stay quiet.
Leave the remote on the table before we forget what home is. Ooh. Oh,
Hey, the static between us even when the TV's off, like the noise moved in. And learned how to talk through our pauses, through our tired eyes, through the way we ask questions already expecting lies. I'm not saying you lie, I'm saying we soften truth until it fits the room. We shrink our needs so they don't cause a boom. We become polite with each other like we're afraid to break what's already fragile. That's the irony, we protect the damage.
say it, don't circle. We used to argue about feelings, now we argue about time. About who works later, who forgot what who's behind. The world has a way of turning love into logistics. You start managing a relationship like a checklist. I see your shoulders drop when you get home. I see your smile disappear when you pick up the phone. I see you comparing our life to somebody else's edited scene. And I don't even blame you because the pressure is mean. It's loud, it's inside. There's static between us and I can't pretend it's fine. We're not broken from hate,
Yeah.
we're broken from time.
I keep thinking if we had more money, we have more peace. But peace isn't guaranteed, it's a practice we keep. Money just buys you space, and space can still be empty if your mind is still running and your heart is still hungry. We don't need a bigger place, we need a quieter mind. We need to stop bringing strangers into our private life. Not literal strangers, the voices, the standards that you should be doing better. The constant demand, because love can't breathe when it's always being judged. Love can't grow when it's always being compared. Love becomes performance and performance becomes exhaustion, and exhaustion becomes resentment, and resentment becomes a stare. I don't wanna stare at you like an enemy. I don't want you to flinch at my tone. I don't wanna feel like I'm failing even when I'm home. So I'm asking for something real, not romance, not fireworks. Just a quiet hour where we remember we're on the same side.
I don't need you to fix the world, I need you to stop letting it live in us. There's static between us,
Turn it down.
we can't keep paying with our lungs.
No.
There's static between us, so let's choose the room again. Ooh, there's static between us.
I'm tired of bright rooms with darker truths. Tired of perfect smiles, so there's proof. The screen keeps shouting, look at them. Like my life is a draft that needs their pen. Every channel is a highlight reel. Every ad says happiness is something you steal. With a card swipe, a new fit, a better face. I don't hate people, I hate the race.
I bring the remote like a shield. Click, click, trying to mute what I feel. But the noise still leaks through the walls, through my phone, through my thoughts, through it all. They call it being informed, I call it being drained. My mind is full, my peace is underpaid. So I turn it off tonight. Let the room be what it is. No more strangers setting my speed. No more borrowed dreams to miss. I turn it off tonight and finally hear my breath. If love is right here in this silence, I don't need anything else.
Yeah. You're sitting beside me, eyes half closed, like you've been carrying your own load. We don't talk much, but the quiet's real. Not the awkward kind, the kind that heals. Outside, the city keeps selling desire. Inside, we're trying not to catch fire from the same old comparisons. From the same old, we should be more addictions. I used to think escape meant leaving. New streets, new names, new scenery. But sometimes escape is staying, turning down volume, choosing clarity. I don't want another headline love, I want a small love. Enough, a couch, a lamp, a tired laugh. Two people surviving the aftermath. So I turn it off
tonight. Let the room be what it is. No more strangers setting my speed. No more borrowed dreams to miss.
No more
I turn it off tonight and finally hear my breath. If love is right here in this silence, I don't need anything else. Don't tell me I'm overreacting. I've been calm for years. I've been swallowing storms and calling them nothing through tears. They show me bodies, brands, and wins, and ask me why I'm not like them. I'm not a product to improve. I'm a person trying to move through days that don't clap, through nights that don't end. So if I shut it all down, it's not weakness, it's defense.
If the world is loud, we don't have to match it. If the feed is endless, we don't have to catch it. We can be small and still be enough. We can be quiet and still be tough.
Turn it off tonight. Let the room be what it is. No more strangers setting my speed. No more borrowed dreams to miss. Turn it off tonight and finally hear my breath. If love is right here in this silence, I don't need anything else.
It's funny how silence feels like failure in a world that monitors its noise. But silence is where I remember I still have choices. Tomorrow the screen will try again. The same bright bait, the same fake friends, the same you're behind dressed up as news, the same by this disguised as truth. But tonight I'm protecting my mind, drawing a line I should have drawn in time. I'm not quitting life, I'm quitting the circus, quitting the pressure that makes love worthless. I want mornings that don't begin with panic, nights that don't end with am I enough. I want a simple rhythm I can keep, a steady pocket, a deeper sleep. So I turn it off, let the room stay plain, and for the first time all week, plain feels like peace. I turn it off tonight and the world gets smaller, kinda. If I lose the noise, I find myself like I was never really behind, just blinded. I turn it off tonight and finally hear my breath. If love is right here in this silence, I don't need anything else.
No more headlines in my heart, no more strangers in my bed, just the sound of us existing and the quiet we never said.
Yeah. Every screen keeps telling me who to be, who's winning now, who's falling behind me. They sell success like a universal size, like one life fits all, just try it on and smile. I don't hate the world, I hate the pressure, the constant reminder that I should measure my worth against strangers I'll never meet, running races on streets I don't even need. You sit beside me, phone face down, like you're tired of letting the noise in now. We don't talk much, but the silence feels earned. Not the awkward kind, the kind you learn.
After too many nights of arguing about things that never belonged to us, we didn't break because we didn't care. We broke because we cared too much.
I remember when we first moved in, how small the place was, how big we felt. No money, no plan, just stubborn hope, thinking love was enough by itself. But the city doesn't love you back, it charges rent on every dream. Bills come faster than apology, and patience wears thin.
You started working later hours, I started sleeping lighter. Every conversation felt rushed, like time itself was tighter. We weren't fighting about love, we were fighting about survival. That's the part nobody posts online, that's the part that turns quiet into violence. So turn the noise down for us, I'm tired of hearing what we lack. I don't need another voice telling me I should want more than this. Turn the noise down for us, let the room stay real. If all we have left is each other, that's still something I can feel. I don't need the world tonight, I just need you here. I don't need another promise, just let's feel.
They say don't compare, but comparison's everywhere, in ads and feeds and the way people stare. It creeps into bedrooms, dinner tables, turns love into something unstable. You look at couples with perfect smiles, I look at numbers, bank statements filed. Different worry, same exhaustion, both wondering when we lost emotion. I didn't fall out of love with you,
I fell out of patience with the noise, the constant push to be more, to upgrade feelings like they're toys. I don't want a better version of us, I don't want a quieter one that survives without applause, one that doesn't need to run.
maybe peace is an escape, maybe it's refusal, refusing to let the world decide what love should look like.
Turn the noise down for us,
just for the night,
let me hear you breathing again.
let it be enough.
Turn the noise down for us before it turns us against each other.
We were tired of before we were done, that's the truth nobody admits. We didn't fall out of love, we ran out of bandwidth. Every day demanding more of us, less sleep, more skin. By the time we got home, there was nothing left to give. You looked at me like I was distant, I looked at you like you were demanding. Neither of us wrong, both of us empty. We kept score of sacrifices like love was a ledger, but no one wins when exhaustion is the measure.
I stopped listening, you stopped asking, that's how it starts. Not betrayal, not drama, just fatigue carving out hearts. We blame communication, but the truth was simpler. We were both drowning and arguing about who needed air first. We were tired before we were done,
before we ever said goodbye. Love didn't fail us, life just took too much time.
we were tired before we were done.
And that's the part that hurt. We didn't break because we stopped caring, we broke because we cared while it hurt. I'm angry at the system, at the schedule, at the grind, at a world that teaches you to sacrifice your mind. I'm angry that love has to compete with rent, with fear, with debt. I'm angry that trying your best still isn't enough yet.
I wanted you, not this life. I wanted us, not this fight. I'm not leaving because I stopped loving you, I'm leaving living because I can't survive.
Now I see it clearer, no villains, no saints, just two people trying not to break. I don't hate you for leaving, I hate the way we carry. Some loves don't die from poison, they die from being buried.
We were tired before we were done, and I'm still tired now. But I won't pretend this was nothing, just because it didn't work out. They charge me for breathing, they charge me for peace, they charge me for dreaming. So I turn it off, please.
I feel like the world got a meter on my chest. Every minute costs more when I'm trying to rest. The feed keeps yelling you're late, you're not enough. Like happiness is a product you buy with your bluff. I don't hate people, I hate the comparison. The quiet voice turning love into a competition. We used to talk like the night was ours. Now we talk like we're budgeting hours. Bills on the table, dreams on the shelf. I'm trying to be present but I'm fighting myself. You say you're not listening, I say I'm just tired. Truth is I'm listening to a world that's wide. To keep me anxious, keep me scrolling. Keep me believing my life is folding. If it's not loud, if it's not trending, if it's not proving that I'm ascending. And we carry that noise into the bedroom, like the city owns the air in the room. We compare our love to perfect couples on screens, forgetting real love looks messy in between. We argue about money and call it communication, but it's really fear we're in a conversation. We're not broken because we don't care. We're exhausted because we're always aware.
I'm tired of paying for things I can't keep. I'm tired of holding my breath to sleep. This noise tax is killing us slow. Not one big fight, just pressure that grows. I don't wanna be rich in strangers' eyes. I want a quiet life where my mind survives. This noise tax is killing us slow. So turn it down, let the room stay low. If love is still here under all this weight, then let's protect it before it's too late.
Right. I remember when we had nothing but time. We were broke, but our laughter felt prime. Now we got schedules, alarms, obligations, and we treat each other like locations. I'm guilty too, I bring stress home like it's groceries. Unpack it on you, then wonder why we're both uneasy. I look at my phone like it owes me relief, but it just feeds the part of me that can't sleep. They say, take breaks, but breaks don't exist when you're behind on everything you miss. The world moves fast and it punishes slow, so we speed up even when we're ready to go the other direction. Back to simple, back to dinners without the mental accounting of how much did we spend. The what if we can't, the when does this end? And love gets squeezed into the leftover space, like a second job you can't replace. You start resenting the person you chose, not because they're wrong, because the load is too heavy for two hands to hold. Without dropping tenderness, without going cold. We don't need therapy quotes, we need air. We need silence that doesn't feel like despair.
This noise tax is killing us slow. Not one big fight, just pressure that grows. I don't wanna be rich in strangers' eyes. I want a quiet life where my mind survives. This noise tax is killing us slow. So turn it down, let the room stay low. If love is still here under all this weight, then let's protect it before it's too late. I miss the version of us that didn't flinch at tomorrow. I miss the way your hands felt safe before they carried sorrow. I don't need a better life, I need a softer one. I don't need to win the world, I need to keep my love.
So I'm drawing a line, not a dramatic scene, just a quiet consent to stay clean. I'll turn the screen off, I'll stop the chase, I'll stop letting strangers set my pace, I'll stop bringing the city into our bed, stop letting anxiety speak from my head. We can't control the world, but we can control what we invite, what we feed, what we hold. If we lose, let it be honest, not because we were too weak to be all nine. If we win, let it be simple. A night without tension, a morning without triple thoughts, triple doubts, triple checks. It collects, and I'm paying with my love, done paying with my lungs, done paying with my future for a life that never
This
done.
noise tax is killing us slow.
Turn it down, please.
If love is still here under all this weight,
Then protect before it's too late.
this noise tax is killing us slow. Noise tax. Turn it down, let the room stay low. We don't know the world our peace. I don't rush the morning anymore. I used to wake up already behind, like the day owed me something, and I owed it panic. I grabbed my phone before my breath, let notifications set my tone, let other people's urgency decide how I felt in my bones.
Now I sit on the edge of the bed for a minute longer. Not productive, not strategic, just human. I listen to the room, the radiator, the street. My own heartbeat turns out silence isn't empty, it's informational. I don't need the day to love me, I don't need proof I'm on the right track. I just need to start without apologizing for not sprinting out of the gate. I used to think slow meant lazy, now I know slow means present, there's a difference.
I still have responsibilities, bills don't disappear because you healed, but I stopped letting pressure define how real my life feels. I make breakfast instead of excuses, I stretch instead of spiraling. I answer messages when I'm ready, not when anxiety tells me I'm failing. There was a time when mornings felt hostile, like every sunrise was an accusation. Now they feel neutral, and neutral feels like mercy. After living in constant evaluation, I'm not chasing good days, I'm building tolerable ones. And somehow that's how joy sneaks in. I don't rush the morning anymore, I let the light come in slow. I don't need to be ahead of my life, I just need to show up. Oh, I don't rush the morning anymore, I let myself arrive. If this is all I do today, that's still a life.
I stop explaining my pace, stop translating my choices. The people who need speed won't understand quiet anyway. I don't need permission to live gently, I don't need applause to rest. I learned that urgency isn't the same as importance, no matter how loud it gets.
I don't wake up healed, I wake up aligned.
There's a difference.
Healing asks for conclusions, alignment asks for honesty, and honesty says I'm doing better than before, and that's enough progress.
Peace didn't arrive all at once, it arrived when I stopped
I don't rush
chasing.
the morning, no drums.
And I don't rest myself.
I don't rush the morning.
If today is quiet and ordinary, then today is heaven.
I don't rush the morning anymore, and I don't rush myself. If today is quiet and ordinary, then today is healthy.
Yeah. I came back to ordinary days, and they didn't reject me. No fireworks, no parade, just a quiet room that finally let me sit down without questioning my worth. For a long time, I thought normal meant failure. Like if my life wasn't loud, it wasn't moving forward.
I used to chase intensity, mistook adrenaline for meaning. I wanted days that felt cinematic, like pain was proof I was living. Now I notice how peace feels flat, only because chaos trained my eyes. Flat doesn't mean empty, flat means steady, and steady keeps you alive.
I make coffee without rushing, I answer emails without dread. I walk outside without thinking everyone's ahead. These are small victories, invisible ones, the kind nobody claps for, but they stack quietly until your chest stops hurting. I stop narrating my life, stop turning moments into lessons. Some things don't need meaning, they just need presence. I don't need to feel inspired, I don't need a sign. If the day passes without collapsing, that's enough progress this time.
I came back to ordinary days, and they held me just fine. No need to prove I'm special, just need to know I'm alive. I came back to ordinary days, and for the first time I stayed. Turns out peace was waiting where I stopped trying to escape.
I don't avoid memories anymore, they pass through like weather. Some days it rains, some days it clears, none of it lasts forever. I don't label emotions as good or bad, they're just signals. I listen, I adjust, I keep going, yeah. I don't chase the version of me that survived by being loud. I honor him, then I let him rest. This version needs less armor, more breath, more room to exist without being impressive.
I didn't settle for less, I learned to need less. I came back to ordinary days,
and they didn't hurt.
sometimes healing looks like boredom, and boredom feels like peace. I came back to ordinary days, I came back to ordinary days. I can say your name now without holding my breath. I can pass a million places without rehearsing regret. You're still there in my memory, but you don't live in my chest. And that feels like progress, even if it's quiet.
I used to fear remembering, like memory was a trapdoor, like one thought would pull me under, and I lose weeks again. Now memories feel distant, like photos with softened edges, still real, just no longer demanding my body. I don't rewrite what happened, I don't minimize the pain, I just stop carrying it like it still needed my attention. Some things happen, some things ended, and that doesn't mean they own me.
I can remember without falling apart. That's how I know I've grown. The past doesn't grab my throat anymore, it just knocks and moves on. I can remember without falling apart, and that's enough for now. I don't need to erase what was to stand where I
There's a difference between honoring and reopening. I honor what was real, I don't reopen wounds to prove they still hurt. I don't test my healing by touching the scar, I let it exist quietly like proof I survived. I don't carry resentment, it's too heavy for no reason. I don't chase closure, some doors close without ceremony. I learned that peace isn't resolution, it's distance, and distance gave me my life back.
I don't forget, I just don't plead.
So when the past visits, I offer it a chair, not a bed. You can sit, you can speak, but you don't get to stay. I built a life that requires presence, and presence doesn't share space with constant mourning.
I remember, and I keep moving. Both can exist. I can remember without falling apart, and that means I'm free. The past can stay behind me without chasing me.
I let things be unfinished now. I don't tie every loose end. I don't force closure just to feel in control again. Some questions stay open, some stories don't land, and I'm learning to live without a final plan. I used to chase resolution like it was oxygen. Every unclear ending felt like a personal threat. I needed to understand everything, why it broke, why it changed, why it wasn't enough. But understanding doesn't always heal. Sometimes it just keeps the wound away. Now I let memories sit where they are. I don't interrogate the past. I don't demand answers from people who already left. I don't rewrite conversations to win arguments that ended. I let the silence exist. I let the chapters stay unknitted.
I let things be unfinished, and I still move on. I don't need every answer to know where I belong. I let things be unfinished without calling it loss. Some peace comes from stopping, not from solving it all.
There's freedom in admitting that not everything is mine to fix. That some relationships expire without explanation. That some dreams change shape without permission. I don't need to chase ghosts to prove I care. Caring already happened, that's the evidence. I used to think maturity meant tying everything neatly. Now I know maturity is knowing when to walk away without burning the bridge, without dragging the weight. Just acknowledging this was real and it's done.
I don't need you to explain why you couldn't stay. I don't need the ending to honor what we made.
I'm not numb, I'm not indifferent. I'm just no longer at war with uncertainty. I trust myself enough now to live without footnotes. I don't need to prove my healing by pretending nothing hurt. Some things remain incomplete, and somehow that doesn't scare me anymore. It feels honest, it feels human, it feels like room to breathe.
I let things be unfinished, and I finally rest. Not everything needs an ending to know it was best. I used to doubt my own reflection, like it was lying to me. Like every instinct I had was something I should unlearn. But I'm tired of apologizing for the way I feel things. I'm tired of shrinking myself to feel safe.
I outsourced my confidence for years, let opinions rent space in my chest. Every should became louder than my own sense of yes. I stayed too long, I left too early, I questioned every decision. But self-trust doesn't grow in hindsight, it grows in repetition. I started small, I trusted my hunger, I trusted my exhaustion. I trusted the part of me that said enough without explanation. Turns out intuition doesn't shout, it waits, and when you listen it doesn't disappear.
I trust myself again, not because I'm fearless, but because I've survived being wrong before. I trust myself again. I don't need every answer, I just need to believe I can carry what comes.
Yeah, I don't need validation anymore, I need alignment. I need my actions to stop arguing with my values. I need to leave rooms that ask me to be smaller and stay in spaces that let me breathe and guard it. I forgive myself for the detours, they were mistakes, they were information. I know my limits now, I know my warning signs. I know when to rest before collapse pretends to be ambition.
You don't have to prove anything, you already know the way.
So when fear shows up, I acknowledge it. I don't obey it, I don't fight it either. I walk with it until it gets tired. The self-trust, not absence of doubt, but refusal to let doubt decide.
I trust myself again.
I'm listening,
I don't need permission anymore.
I trust myself again.
And that's how I move forward. I trust myself again. I trust myself again. I don't need every answer,
I don't need permission anymore.
I trust myself again. And that's how I move forward.
I'm not who I was, and that used to scare me. I held on to old versions like they were proof I mattered. I replayed memories to remind myself I existed. But growth doesn't ask for nostalgia, it asks for presence. I don't laugh the same way, I don't react as fast. I don't chase every spark like it's my last chance. And that's not lost, that's evolution. I'm not colder, I'm more selective with my energy.
I don't romanticize my suffering anymore. It wasn't noble, it was survival. I don't miss being misunderstood, just to feel deep. Depth isn't pain, depth is staying when nothing dramatic is happening. I don't need to prove that I've changed. The proof is in how I respond now, in how I pause instead of explode, in how I leave rooms quietly instead of demanding to be seen. I don't need to announce my healing, it shows up in my behavior. You're not who you were, and that's okay. You don't have to stay broken to honor yesterday. You're not who you were, you're allowed to grow. You don't know the past, you're forever so.
Yeah, I forgive the version of me that didn't know better. I thank him for carrying me through weather I couldn't predict. I don't shame him for staying too long or leaving too late. He did the best he could with incomplete information. Now I stand here, not finished, not perfect, but honest. I don't need to be impressive, I need to be aligned in alignment. Feels like coming home to a self I stopped abandoning.
I didn't lose myself, I outgrew him. You're not who you were, and that's okay. You don't have to stay broken, it's honey, stay early. You're not who you were, you're allowed to grow. You don't know the past, forever so. Up here, I wake up breathing, and lately that feels like progress. I don't rush the mirror anymore, don't interrogate my face like it owes me confidence. Some days I still feel heavy, like my body remembers things my mind already forgave. But memory fades slower than intention, and that's okay.
I stopped measuring mornings by motivation. I measure them by movement. If I get up, if I shower, if I step outside without rehearsing failure that counts. I used to think recovery was dramatic, like a switch flipping on. Turns out it's quieter than that. Turns out it looks like patience.
I still flinch at certain streets, still avoid songs we share. Not because I'm broken, because I'm aware. Awareness hurts sometimes, but it also keeps me honest. I don't numb myself anymore, I sit with discomfort until it stops being a threat.
I don't hate who I used to be. He did the best he could with the tools he had. He stayed when he should've left, he left when he should've stayed. But regret is a useless teacher if you only use it to punish.
I learned how to listen instead. I'm still walking, even when my legs feel unsure. I don't need a finish line, I just need the floor. I'm still walking, not fast, not proud, but every step I take is quieter than doubt.
I don't post about growth, I don't announce healing. Most of it happens when nobody's watching, when I choose water over distraction, sleep over noise, truth over performance. I don't need to become someone new, I need to return to someone real. There's strength in choosing boring days and choosing rest without apology. There's courage in not romanticizing pain and letting scars exist quietly. I'm not chasing happiness anymore, I'm practicing stability. And stability feels revolutionary in a world addicted to urgency.
I don't know anyone my pace. I don't know the past, my future. I'm still walking, still here. Even when the road is plain, plain means silence. I'm still walking, not healed, not broken, just moving, and that's enough today. I'm still walking. I kept asking myself what we did wrong, like love was a test we failed, like there was a secret answer we missed because we weren't brave. But the truth is quieter than blame and harder to accept. It wasn't us that broke, it was the pace.
I blame my temper, I blame your silence, I blame time and distance, misalignment. But the more I replayed it, the clearer it got. We were running a marathon at a sprinting speed. Every day demanded urgency, every choice felt final. We didn't have time to be human, only efficient. Even rest at a deadline, even love felt scheduled. We weren't failing each other, we were failing the conditions.
It wasn't us, it was the pace, the way the days kept coming. No time to heal, no time to breathe, just constant overcoming. It wasn't us, it was the pace that turned care into strength. We didn't stop loving, we just couldn't keep up with the pain.
Yeah. We talked about fixing communication, but communication doesn't fix exhaustion. You can't talk through a system that rewards depletion. We were tired before arguments even started. We were tired during apologies. We were tired when we said I love you, hoping love would be enough energy. I watched you disappear slowly, not because you wanted to leave, but because staying required more fuel than you had. And I didn't know how to slow the world down, so I tried to speed you up, that's on me.
It wasn't us, it was the pace, the never-ending demand. We weren't weak for needing rest, we were human, that's the plan. If we had more time, we would have been kinder. If we had more air, we would have stayed.
I'm done rewriting our story as a cautionary tale. Sometimes love doesn't lose because it's wrong, sometimes it loses because it's early in a world that never waits. I don't regret us, I regret the speed, I regret not choosing slower when we still have room. If I love again, I love at a pace that lets people stay whole.
It wasn't us, it was the pace, and knowing that it's peace.
Someday, when the rain feels lighter, I'll breathe without counting the pain. Someday, when my hands stop shaking, I'll call it peace, not just a break. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm still here, and that's enough. Someday, I'll look back at this road and see I didn't give up.
I've been tired in a way that doesn't show on my face. Smiling through meetings, moving at a steady pace, but inside I'm carrying the weight with no handle, trying to keep it from turning into anger. People say stay strong, like strength is a switch, like you flip it on where life gets rich. With problems, bills, goodbyes, long nights. They don't see the quiet wars behind polite. I don't want a miracle, I want a morning that doesn't feel like punishment. I want sleep that doesn't feel borrowed, a heart that doesn't flinch at compliments. I've lost things I can't replace, time, pride, versions of me, but I'm still walking, still riding, still trying to be free. Someday when the rain feels lighter, I'll breathe without counting the pain. Someday when my hands stop shaking, I'll call it peace, not just a break. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm still here, and that's enough. Someday I'll been the one who stays quiet at the table, so nobody notices I'm not stable. I've been the one who cracks jokes at the worst time, not because I'm careless, because I'm trying to keep the room from collapsing, to keep myself from relapsing into that dark thought. Maybe I should disappear, but I can't, I won't. I've got people who love me in the imperfect ways they know. I've got memories that still matter, even if they hurt to hold. I've got a small fire in my chest, not loud, not proud, but real, and real is enough to keep moving when your body wants to kneel. If the night is endless, I learn to walk in it. If the world is heavy, I learn to lift it. If my voice breaks, I'll still sing through it. Someday when the rain feels lighter, I'll breathe without counting the pain. Someday when my hands stop shaking, I'll call it peace, not just a break. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm still here, and that's enough. Someday I'll look back at this road and see I didn't give up. I used to think hope was a lie we tell kids, a bedtime story for people with soft lids. But hope is smaller than that. Hope is showing up anyway. Hope is washing your face when you don't wanna see the day. Hope is answering the call when your chest feels like stone. Hope is admitting you're scared and still going home. I won't pretend I'm fearless, I'm just refusing to fold. I won't pretend it's easy, I'm just doing what I'm told by the part of me that still believes there's a reason to stay. So if you're listening with tired eyes, if your heart feels behind your life, know you're not broken for feeling heavy. You're human, you're caring. You don't have to win today, you don't have to be shining. Just don't let the dark convince you that surviving isn't climbing. I've been at the edge of quitting and I step back barely, not because the pain stopped, because I remember carry yourself like you carry someone you love. That's the trick nobody teaches, so I'm learning slow, stubborn, turning scars into speeches. I never give out loud, only live. Someday when the rain feels lighter, I'll breathe without counting the pain. Someday when my hands stop shaking, I'll call it peace, not just a break. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm still here and that's enough. Someday I'll look back at this road and see I didn't give up. I'll be proud that I stayed.
There's enough to end on. I don't need a grand goodbye. I'm not broken, I'm not fixed, I'm just finally alive. This is enough to end on. No promises, no claims. I walked through what I could and I came out changed.
I used to think endings had to teach something, like pain was only valid if it explained itself. Now I know endings can be quiet, can simply stop asking for more. I don't need to summarize my suffering, I lived it, that's the summary. I don't need to impress the future with how strong I became. I just want to arrive there without dragging the past by its name. I don't want redemption arcs, I want continuity, a life that doesn't reset every time I get tired.
I didn't win, I didn't lose, I adapted, I listened, I changed direction when it hurt too much. That's not weakness, that's intelligence, that's survival with awareness.
I learned that healing doesn't announce itself, it shows up as choice, as restraint, as leaving earlier or staying home, as not needing to prove you're okay by pretending you never weren't.
This is enough to end on.
I don't need closure, I need space.
Oh, and I finally have it.
So if this is the last thing I say here, let it be simple. I'm grateful I stayed, I'm grateful I listened, I'm grateful I didn't rush into becoming someone else just to escape discomfort. I'm here, that's the ending. Not dramatic, not loud, just honest.
This is enough to end on.
No grand statements,
I don't need to be certain
I just need to continue.
you're here. That's enough.
Tomorrow can't wait, I'm here today. I don't need to win my life, I just need to stay. Tomorrow can't wait, I've been running too long. This moment is enough to keep me going on.
I used to live in the future, like the present was a hallway. Always passing through, never sitting down. I plan my happiness like a retirement fund, something to access later if I survive the grind. Now I notice smaller things, the way light hits the floor, the way my breath slows. When I stop rushing, I don't need a day to be special. I need it to be honest, ordinary days are underrated when you don't collapse.
I'm done borrowing stress from a future that hasn't arrived. I'm done punishing myself for not being optimized. I don't wanna be impressive, I wanna be present. I wanna build a life that doesn't require escape. I don't know where I'll be next year. Stop demanding answers, certainty was exhausting. Curiosity feels lighter. I trust that if I keep showing up, something will unfold. Not perfectly, but truthfully. Tomorrow can't wait, I'm here today. Tomorrow can't wait, I'm here today. Tomorrow can't wait, I've been running too long. This moment is enough to keep me going on. Tomorrow can't wait, I'm here today. Tomorrow can't wait, I'm here today. Tomorrow can't wait, tomorrow can't wait.
The future doesn't need me anxious, it needs me alive.
If love finds me again, it will meet me like this. Unrushed, unmoored, awake. I won't ask it to save me, I'll ask it to walk with me.
I don't regret the past, it taught me how fragile time is. I won't rush the next chapter out of fear of stillness. Stillness is where I hear myself, and hearing myself is how I stay.
Tomorrow can't wait.
Today is solid ground.
I don't need to outrun my life.
I just need to be around.
Stay here, you're doing enough.
We started locking the door, not out of fear, but exhaustion. Too many voices try to live with us. Too many opinions renting space without paying attention. Every headline felt like a demand. Every update felt personal, like the world was tapping my shoulder, saying you're falling behind, be more. We didn't shut people out because we hated them. We shut them out because we were disappearing. I noticed it the night you said, can we just stay? Not like a question, like a plea. I used to think isolation was weakness. Now I know it's sometimes maintenance. You can't keep every window open in a storm and expect the house to stand. So we started choosing quiet dinners, choosing no plans, choosing each other without announcing it online. There's guilt that comes with protection, like you owe the world your energy, like rest is something you apologize for, like boundaries are hostility. But every time we let the noise in, it ate a little more of us. Not dramatically, just enough to notice we were thinner. I saw how your shoulders dropped the first night we turned everything off. No news, no feed, no comparisons, just the sound of the clock. You didn't say anything profound, you just breathed, and that felt like rebellion. So we started locking the door, not because we're afraid, but because we're tired of losing ourselves to a world that never stays. We started locking the door to keep something alive. If love is fragile in the city, then protection is survival.
Stay here closer. Stay here closer. It's funny how people call it falling off when you start performing pain. They ask why you're quieter, like quiet means a shame. But I don't wanna be accessible to everything that drains me. I wanna be present for the few things that save me. We don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing ourselves. We don't owe productivity, our nervous systems. If love is gonna make it, it needs shelter, not spotlight, not constant evaluation.
Some doors aren't closed to keep people out, they're closed to keep something in.
We started locking the door.
Stay here, not to hide but to heal.
Locking the door. protection and survival. We started locking the door. We started locking the door before the noise finished the job. This is the quiet before we learn to breathe again. Not the end, not the start, just a pause in the pain. This is the quiet when nothing is demanded. We're not healed yet, but we're finally standing.
Yeah. There's a strange calm after survival, not happiness, not relief, just the absence of alarms, just space where panic used to be. I don't feel fixed, I don't feel whole, I just feel less chased. For the first time in a long time, my thoughts aren't racing ahead of me. They're walking, slow, careful, like they're afraid to wake something. I used to fill silence with plans, with noise, with ambition. Now I let it exist because silence isn't empty. It's permission, permission to not be impressive, permission to not explain, permission to admit that I don't know what's next. And that's okay, because knowing was exhausting, certainty was heavy. I carried it like armor until I forgot how to sit down. This is the quiet.
And it's enough for now.
I'm not ready to run again. I'm ready to rest without guilt.
I don't know what comes after this. Healing, hope, another version of struggle. All I know is I won't return to the pace that broke me. I won't confuse urgency with importance. I won't abandon myself again. If love comes back into my life, it will meet me here. Not at full speed, not at full volume, but honest, breathing.
This is the quiet.
This is the quiet.
Stay here
before we learn to breathe again. Not fixed, not fearless.
This is the quiet.
Oh,
and it's enough to move ground.
This is the quiet, and it's enough to move I stay quiet so you don't break. I swallow words I shouldn't say. If being honest tears you down, I'll carry the weight.
I learned how to read your silence better than your sentences. I know when you're close to crying before you even flinch. So I stay calm, stay neutral, stay smaller than I am. Because loving you lately means protecting who you were. I don't argue back anymore, not because I agree, because I see how fragile this version of you can be. You're standing on a thin line between leaving and staying, and every truth I tell feels like I'm pushing.
Stay quiet so you don't break, even when I'm bending too. I don't say the things I should because they would ruin you. I stay quiet so you don't break, even when I'm bending too. I don't say the things I should because they would ruin you.
But silence is a slow betrayal, it kills us politely. We smile through conversations that feel dangerously empty. I'm not innocent in this, I chose comfort over clarity. But love shouldn't feel like emotional charity.
If you're holding back from me, you're already losing. If you stay quiet for love, for what you're choosing. I stay quiet so you don't break, but I'm breaking too. We call this love. Stay I'm breaking too. We call this love, but love shouldn't hurt like truth avoided. Well, if we're leaving, don't delay it. I can't live in half-light, I can't breathe in maybe.
If we're staying, say it. If we're done, don't decorate it. Love shouldn't feel like waiting. Love shouldn't feel like safety. We live like roommates with a shared history. Two people acting calm to hide the injury. You fold laundry, I wash the cups. We do the motions, but the meaning's stuck. I watch you stare at the door sometimes, like you rehearsing a different life. And I stand behind you pretending I don't see the knife you're holding quiet. You don't kiss me much, but you ask if I'm cold, that's the confusing part. The kindness that's old, it makes me question my own conclusion. Like maybe the ending is just an illusion. But I'm not a kid, I know what distance is. This is a language you learn to live in. We speak it fluently lately, and it's killing me politely.
If we're staying, say it. If we're leaving, don't delay it. I can't live in half-light, I can't breathe in baby.
You said I'm tired and I understood, because I'm tired too in a different mood. Tired of measuring words, tired of walking on careful floors. Tired of the way our love became a list of rules instead of a home. We used to fight and make up loud. Now we just fade and call it grown. Friends ask, how are you too? And we smile like professionals do. We lie with practice faces like the truth is too expensive, but truth is cheaper than this slow bleed, this daily compromise of needs. I don't wanna own you, I just wanna know you still choose me.
If we're staying, say it. If we're leaving, don't delay it. I keep my tears in my throat so I don't look weak to you, weak to you. I keep my hands busy with yours so I don't reach for you. You think I'm cold because I'm fine, but calm is how I survive. If I say what I really feel, you'll finally leave, and I'm terrified.
That's the truth we never say. We're scared of the clean break. We'd rather suffer familiar than risk the unknown ache. But love without courage becomes a slow, quiet death. It steals your laughter first, then your future, then yourself. So listen, if we're staying, choose me with your whole chest. If we're leaving, let it hurt once, not forever. I can take pain, it's honest. I can't take comfort, there's poison. I'd rather be alone and healing than together and avoiding.
If we're staying, say it.
Say it, say it, say it.
Don't hide it. If we're leaving, don't delay it.
Don't keep me in the hallway, I'm tired of maybe.
I can't live in half-light. Half-light burns too. Love shouldn't feel like waiting.
If it's love, it stands up. If it's fear, it makes excuses.
If we're staying, say it. If we're done, don't decorate it. Love shouldn't feel like safety. Love should feel like truth.
Read it through 3, still no answer. That's a small thing, but it hits like disaster. I know you saw it, I know you chose to leave it hanging like a door half closed. It's not the message, it's the meaning. You're practicing I need a mean. I'm practicing pretending I don't feel the bruise in my heartbeat. I type, are you home, then erased it. Cause I hate how simple I make this. I hate how my dignity bends over something that already ended. But endings don't end when the calendar flips. They end when your body stops reaching for lips. For hands for the warmth you memorize. Mine hasn't learned yet, that's the problem, surprise.
I tell myself I'm done tonight, then your name lights up my mind. I try to breathe, I try to hide, but I'm still here, still behind. Read at 303, still no answer. I don't want you back, I just wanted to stop. The way my hope keeps turning into hunger, the way the silence makes my chest lock. Read at 3, still no answer. Tell me the truth without being cruel. Don't keep me living in a question.
fool. That's not love, that's pull.
I remember when your replies were instant, like you were proud to be consistent. Now you respond like a stranger, careful punctuation distant. You say sorry, been busy, and I'm not like I'm fine, but busy is a cover word when the heart already resigned. I start noticing the little shifts, the missing emojis, the shorter lines. The way you say my name, it's like you're saving it for different times. I don't blame you for moving on, I blame myself for staying, because staying feels like loyalty, but lately it feels like
My
self-fulfilling.
feelings neat and small, so they don't scare you away. But even folded, they take up space in every quiet day. Read at 303, still no answer. I don't want you back, I just want it to stop. The way my hope keeps turning into hunger, the way the silence makes my chest stop. Read at 3, still no answer. Tell me the truth without being cruel. Don't keep me living in a question, like this is something I should get used to.
Don't call it love if you won't stay. Don't call it care if you walk away. Don't leave me crumbs and ask me to be full. That's not, that's pull.
I miss the ordinary, I miss you asking what I ate. I miss the boring text that meant we were okay. Now every message feels like a test, and I'm tired of failing in silence.
So here's my honesty, no soft edges. I can't keep living on your half measures. If you're gone, be gone. If you're here, stop being a ghost. I'm not asking for grand romance, I'm asking for basic respect. The kind that instincts clean instead of stretching them out like that. I delete the thread, not out of anger, out of mercy for my future. Because right now I keep reopening wounds just to prove that they still hurt. Sure, I don't wanna hate you, I don't wanna chase you. I just want my mind back, the part you occupied and then vacated.
3, still no answer.
Don't call it love if you won't stay.
Female, I don't want you back, I just want it to stop.
Don't leave me crumbs and ask me to be full.
Say goodbye like you mean it, or come back like you're true, but don't keep me living in a question I can't keep answering for you.
We said it was over, yeah, we said the words out loud, but your toothbrush is still leaning on the sink somehow. You said don't call, I said I won't, but my hands still move like they forgot. Every habit learned your name before my mind could stop it.
We broke up in sentences, but not in our routines. Love already left the room, but life stayed in between. You cry, I go quiet, the silence keeps us tied. Calling this and missing you feels wrong. We just don't know how to say goodbye. Why are we still sitting here like nothing really ended? Every reason says we're done, but the feelings haven't listened. We say love is gone already, still asking how your day went. A woman who can't let go, a man who can't walk away.
The room feels empty when you're gone, too heavy when you stay. There's no place left that doesn't hurt, no version that feels safe. Friends say time will heal this, we refuse to cure, because admitting that it's over makes the pain too sure. We talk about the weather, we talk like strangers do, but every pause between the words still sounds like me and you. I don't miss the fighting, I don't miss the tears, I miss the quiet moments when it felt like we belonged here.
Why are we still sitting here with nothing left to prove? We already broke each other, what are we trying to lose? We keep calling it complicated, like that makes it okay. A woman who can't let go, a man who can't walk away.
the door, we close it slow.
but stayed in the hallway.
Too afraid to step outside.
Too tired to stay in the waiting. Oh, 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 oh. Why are we still sitting here pretending this is fine? The staying hurts as much as leaving. What are we protecting now? A woman who can't let go, a man who can't walk away. We already said goodbye, we just never meant to stay. You left the light on in my head again, like you're coming back, like this is not the end. I try to sleep, but the room stays bright. You forgot to turn it off last night.
Yeah. I saw your coat on the chair and I didn't move it. Like if I touch it, I admit the truth in it. We said we're done like it's a simple phrase, but then this don't happen, cleaning shared days. You still know where I keep the spare key. I still know the look you give when you need to leave. We don't fight, we don't scream, we just fade. Like a picture left too long in the shade. I caught myself buying your favorite drink and standing there wondering what that means. Not love, love is a promise with a spine. This is muscle memory, stubborn and blind. The neighbors hear us laugh sometimes, and they probably think we're fine, but the laugh is thin like paper in rain. It looks intact till it tears
You
again.
left the light on in my head again, like you're coming back, like this is not the end. I try to sleep, but the room stays bright. You forgot to turn it off last night.
Yeah. We talk about bills like it's neutral ground, like money can keep our feelings down. You ask if I ate, I ask if you're cold. Small mercies, old habits, stories retold. But every kindness feels like a trap, because it makes the goodbye harder to map. You hold the door for me, I say thanks, and inside my chest something breaks. I don't miss the chaos, I miss the clarity when we were sure. Even in misery now, we're polite, we're careful, we're mature. But it's just fear wearing perfume. You said I need space, I nodded like I understood. But space is a sentence that never feels good when you're still in the same room, watching someone you love become a rumor.
I don't know how to leave you clean when my hands still reach for what we've been. If I walk out, I lose my breath. If I stay, I lose myself.
I started counting the moments we don't touch, like a quiet scoreboard keeping track of us. The couch got a dent where you used to sit, now you sit farther like it doesn't exist. I should be angry, but anger would mean I care. Ain't no way that still expects you there, this is worse. This is acceptance, fighting with hope. Two heavy hands pulling on the same rope. I replay the first time you said my name, back when it felt like a blessing. Not a chain, we were younger, broke loud in our dreams. Now we whisper like we're scared of the seams coming apart. If we speak too true, we pretend the problem is time and not you and me. In the way we learn to avoid the sentence to finally destroy what's left of our comfort.
If you're leaving, say it straight. Don't pat my head and hesitate. If you're staying, don't be kind. Kindness makes me lose my mind. Turn the light off, let me rest. Stop returning in my chest. You left the light on in my head again, like you're coming back, like this is not the end. I try to sleep, but the room stays bright. You forgot to turn it off last night.
If we're over,
Close the door,
if we're done,
don't give me more. A love half lit is still alive. Turn it off or stay, don't make me survive.
This is where I leave you, not in anger, not in flames. I'm putting down the weight I carried in your name.
This is where I leave you with the love that didn't last. I'm not erasing what we were, I'm just stepping out of the past.
I used to think leaving meant losing, like walking away was a kind of death. But staying in something already gone was stealing oxygen from my chest. I stayed loyal to a memory that stopped growing a long time ago. I confused patience with love and called it noble. I waited for signs, for change, for effort to return. But waiting became my identity, and that's not something I earned. I don't hate you for leaving, I hate myself for not noticing how small I was becoming, trying to keep this afloat. I won't ask for answers anymore, I won't knock on a closed door. If you wanted to be here, you wouldn't need convincing. That's the truth, I finally accepted. Love that has to be begged for is already gone. I don't want your guilt, I want my place back.
Leave you without drama, without blame. This is where I leave you without drama, without blame.
This is where I loved you honestly. That's enough. It doesn't have to last forever. To be real, I'll remember you kindly, but from a distance I'll take what I learned and leave what broke me. I'm not afraid of being alone anymore, I'm afraid of staying where I don't belong. And that fear finally taught me how to be strong.
This is where I leave you
And let myself move on,
keeping the good parts.
and setting the rest down.
This is where I leave you, not because I didn't care, but because loving myself now means I can't stay
We didn't fight, we just stopped, that's the part no one understands. No slammed doors, no shattered glass, just two people lowering their hands. The anger ran out before the love did, or maybe the love got tired first. Either way, we didn't explode, we quietly rehearsed the worst. I remember the exact moment, not dramatic, not loud. You asked something more than that, and I answered without looking up.
That's when it changed. That's when I knew. Not because it hurt, but because it did.
We stopped correcting each other, stopped finishing sentences, stopped arguing about the future like it was something we owned. You started saying whatever more, I started agreeing too fast. We traded passion for peace and called it being mature. People think love died screaming, ours died sitting down. It folded itself neatly, left no mess around. That's the tragedy, nothing to point at and blame. Just absence, just a name that feels strange.
We didn't fight, we just stopped trying to reach each other. I kept waiting for the moment you'd say it still mattered, but silence made the choice before we ever spoke. We didn't fight, we just stopped, and somehow that hurt the most.
I don't hate you, I don't even resent you, that's what scares me. You didn't ruin me, you just faded, and fading is harder to survive because there's nothing to forgive, nothing to scream at night. I still remember how we laughed before everything felt scheduled, before love became something we penciled in between obligations. I don't miss the chaos, I miss the urgency, the feeling that we were choosing each other instead of defaulting.
We didn't fight, we just stopped believing this could. The most.
I wish you had cheated, I wish you had yelled, I wish you had given me something obvious to hate, because quiet endings that go longer.
We didn't fight, we just stopped,
And I didn't know how to mourn that.
No goodbye, no final shot,
just the sound of us falling flat.
We didn't fight, we just
And now I'm learning how to let go.
Right. We don't say goodbye, we say see you later. Like later isn't just another lie we made up. Your shoes still by the door, mine's still inside. We live like guests in a place that already died. I watch you move like you're careful with air. Like if you breathe wrong, the truth might appear. We mastered avoidance, turned it into skill. Talking about nothing to avoid how we feel.
We ended the future, but kept the routine. Same coffee cup, same silent mornings. I don't ask where you go, you don't ask why I stay. We learned how to coexist with decay. People think breakups are loud and clear, but ours is quiet, heavy and near. Near enough to touch, too far to fit. A house full of words we never commit. Why do we keep the door half open, like someone's coming back home? Every reason says it's over, but my body doesn't listen. I try to leave you in my head, but my heart keeps missing. We keep the door half open and call it kindness.
I replay arguments I never won. Not because I was wrong, because I was done. Done explaining, done defending, done pretending love doesn't end in bending. You fool yourself smaller every day. I pretend I don't see it that way. We protect each other from the truth, like honesty is something to abuse. I know how this sounds from the outside in. Two people scared of where to begin. But love doesn't disappear on command. It lingers in gestures you don't plan. I still know when you're about to cry. You still know when I'm about to lie. That's the danger of knowing someone too well. You recognize the fall before they fell.
Why do we keep the door half open, like someone's coming back home? Every reason says it's over, but my body doesn't listen. I try to leave you in my head, but my heart keeps missing. We keep the door half open and call it kindness.
Yeah, rap. Maybe we're cowards, maybe we're kind. Maybe we're just afraid of empty time. I don't wanna hate you, don't want regret. Don't want a clean break, I can't forget. But staying like this is a slow erasure. Losing ourselves under the guise of patience. I'm tired of living between almost and past. Tired of stretching something that can't last.
If you leave, don't look back. If you stay, don't lie to me. Why do we keep the door half open, knowing no one's coming through? We say it's over with our mouths, but our silence says we knew. We keep the door half open, not to let love in, but to avoid the truth. I wake up thinking you already spoke, like your voice never left the room. The air still sounds like you, even when you're gone. I reach for my phone without thinking, then remember there's nothing to say. We used all our words I see you standing behind me, even when I'm alone. It's not that I miss you, it's that I miss who I was before every sentence felt heavy, before love felt like a job.
She sings like she's tired of pretending, like truth finally slipped through the cracks. I listen from the corner of the room, learning things I never asked. I didn't mean to leave scars this deep, I just didn't know how to stay clean. I stayed quiet too long, mistook peace for avoidance. Now every silence accuse is me.
Your voice is still in the room, even when I close the door. I don't see you anymore, but I feel you everywhere. Your voice is still in the room, saying things we never fixed. I don't know how to forget what never really left.
I thought time would erase us, but time just rearranged the pain. I walk through days like a guest in a life that knows your shape.
Your voice is still in the room,
Not loud,
just impossible to mute.
I don't need you back.
I just need you gone.
From the places you still live in me.
I understand you now, that's the cruelest part. I see the fear you never named after you took my heart. You weren't cold, you were scared, you weren't distant, you were tired. If I knew then what I know now, maybe I would've held you different. Maybe I would've listened longer instead of proving I was right.
I used to think love was effort, that if I tried hard enough it would work. I confused intensity with commitment, noise with depth. I didn't see how quiet you were becoming, how you started choosing safety over truth. I kept pushing for answers when you were barely holding your roof. I learned your patterns after you left, how you avoid conflict, how you disappear emotionally before you physically exit. I learned your tell's too late, the pause is the size of half smiles.
I learned you after you left, when it didn't matter anymore. I learned you after you left, when it didn't matter anymore. I finally heard the things you couldn't say when I was standing at the door. I learned you after you left, that's the lesson I can't use. Understanding came too late, and now it's just something
You didn't fail me, you failed at explaining yourself, and I failed at creating space for something fragile to exist. We both did what we knew how to do. That doesn't make it fair, but it makes it human. That's harder to be angry at. I replay conversations with updated subtitles. I hear the meaning now, but back then I was blind to it. You weren't asking for distance, you were asking for air, and I kept tightening my grip like love was something to secure.
I learned you after you left. I learned you after you left, when it didn't matter anymore. I finally heard the things you couldn't say when I was standing at the door. I learned you after you left, that's the lesson I can't use. Understanding came too late, and now it's just something they know. I wasn't listening,
I wasn't speaking
we were both afraid
of what truth would mean,
I forgive you, not because you came back,
but
because holding resentment
keeps you too close.
I forgive you not because you came back, but because holding resentment keeps you too close. I forgive myself too, for not knowing better, for loving loudly when you needed gentle. I won't rewrite the past to make us villains or saints. I'll let it be what it was, two people learning through pain. I learned you after you left, I'll learn myself now too.